Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's episode of NXT broadcast live on the USA Network from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The show saw NXT appearances from two main roster members, Mustafa Ali and Baron Corbin, who appeared to be inserted into NXT storylines, indicating more involvement with NXT going forward. Following the main event of the program, in which Carmelo Hayes retained the NXT Championship against Noam Dar, Corbin made a surprise run-in and attacked Hayes to end the show.
Carmelo Hayes! Hold up! That's Baron Corbin!
Wait a minute. Hold the phone.
Another free agent! Baron Corbin's beating the hell out of Hayes!
Whoa, man.
Are we witnessing the end of days for Melo as NXT champion?
Earlier in the night, Ali made the save when North American champion Wes Lee and Tyler Bate were being attacked by the Dyad. Prior to the brawl, Lee and Bate had defeated the Dyad in a tag team match. In other results, Cora Jade pinned Ivy Nile thanks in part to a distraction from Ava Raine, Joe Coffey pinned Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Gigi Dolan pinned JC Jane in a weapons cage match. In injury news, Braun Strowman is reportedly out of action for the foreseeable future, with PW Insider noting that he has sustained an unspecified injury and has been removed from present WWE creative plans. One source that spoke to PW Insider indicated that Strowman may require surgery and is not expected to be back anytime soon. Strowman, who was recently drafted to Raw alongside tag team partner Ricochet, has not wrestled since the May 1st draft episode of Raw. He sustained a concussion in late April, but has been medically cleared to return to the ring 1 week later. He sustained a concussion in late April, but had medically been cleared to return to the ring 1 week later. In Vice TV news, the premiere episode of Dark Side of the Ring Season 4 debuted last night on the cable network. Entitled Chris and Tammy, the episode dealt with the controversial careers and relationship of Tammy Sitch and the late Chris Candido, and included interviews with Mick Foley, Jim Cornette, Terry Runnels, Lance Storm, and Tom Pritchard. The latest season of the documentary series is scheduled for 10 episodes and will run through early August. Future planned episodes include Shattered, the Magnum TA story, Breaking the Cycle, the Graham Dynasty, and What Happened to Doink the Clown. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.